So, welcome back to another local recording of the blog theme. It's the fourth session already. Let's talk about a blog. We still have to try about this desktop issue. Move the desktop, you will see me talking to you. And here our nice picture of the fake landing. So we will move this to open the website again. There will some statistics, some interesting statistics about what might happen in the future. You have to just wait a little bit for a while that the website will open, and then we have to also scroll down. It always takes time. So the website is ready, but still cannot scroll. So also for this function, you have to wait a little bit. Now it seems to move by click and also now by scrolling. So we have been over here, snake, yesterday, and there we have only one sentence actually. I think I will also just do this one sentence. It could be enough. Just want to look further for tomorrow. Or maybe I do this tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that's good for tomorrow. So today only a short video, but we have to open the link now for this, because this sentence says this will happen in the next few years. This is the Agenda 2025 based on reports of the CIA and the World Bank. So there must be some true information about it. It came out in 2015, so it was in 10 years' time. But now we have it already 2017, and they changed it to 2024 only. It means they are sure that it will happen earlier. So we have to switch back to the desktop usually. So you actually should see the website, but I will also, towards the end, I will also copy this. So I will talk about it a little bit, and in the end you will see it in case of you cannot see it now. I will try again. It's coming. back the software. I'm going to flat Earth picture. Yeah, normally when I minimize the software, it should pop up. So, and this is on the website deagle.com. And when you only look at deagle.com, you will find information about uh, all armies around the world, the equipment of the armies and so on, and also about exhibitions where they sell the guns and whatever. So this should be quite interesting. And on this page you can see a forecast of 183 countries uh, about the gross domestic product, military expenditures, the power purchase parity, and this is all in US dollar. And there you can see for 2025, China will be the first, India second, Russia the third, Japan the fourth, Brazil the fifth, South Africa will be further down, so you can see already the BRICS states will be only, this is a forecast now for 2014, will be um, only in 7 years they might change the position. And Indonesia number 6, many inhabitants, Italy, Mexico, France, Canada, United States only on position 11, and it looks all like it is changed quite often, because not quite often but at least once a year, because now I see another change as well. United States, South Korea and Netherlands, Germany are number 14 only. But the interesting thing about this is you can scroll down any countries and go to other pages or to a new country. If it's not there on the list, you can see changes. And most interesting are the changes in population. And there you will see China, change of population in red color, it means a loss of population. But in the case of China, they are working on this already for a longer time with a one child family. So this loss is just about 12 million, and this might not have to do anything about crash, maybe. But China is also able to have difficulties when the crash is coming. Because 2 years ago, when this website came out, people asked and worried about this. What is this information? So they make some notes below and they explain where is this coming from. This is not about Third World War, but this is about a crash, a possible crash, or maybe very certain crash. And you see that India's population will rise up to nearly the level of China. So India will be very well. Russia will drop also, but very little, just 200,000. So this should be not a big problem. But Japan will drop, but not as much as it was shown before, as I remember. Now Japan is only dropping less than 20 people, but this is the first impact. And as you know, the Japanese yen is already in high inflation, so you can imagine that Japan is in a very deep situation with this financial system. It's about the financial system. Brazil, as a BRICS state, the population will not decrease. Indonesia, of course, also not. 267 million people. Brazil, 210. Italy, will decrease by than 20 million people. So you can imagine, if you see the situation about the refugees, what might happen there. The 20 million people will, you don't know, in case of crash, I don't think that they are able to move away. They will not be able to be refugees, as I know from Thailand that the government has issued uh, some I don't know if I can call it laws, but something like this, law enforcements about not taking any refugees from Europe. And that means not just, the refugees that flock to Europe. Everyone knows that they don't want to go to Thailand, but European refugees they will not take for sure. So that means the Thai government knows already that something will happen in the ASEAN countries. They know, and they know that European people will very likely choose like Thailand for shelter. The only thing is, when the crash happens, the euro has no value, and these people will come, if they are able still to come very poor, and then the Thai society has to feed them, and that's what they certainly don't want to do. Even they will be able to feed millions of people, as Thailand has a lot of food, rice, everything. They would not export the rice anyway, so they can give it free. But they don't want to lose. They only want to win. So that's why you can see as Italy would be on position 7 time. It has changed in the last 2 years. It's always updated. Mexico, 124 million people, quite steady population now, on position 8. So France will drop down by 20 million people. So in France the situation will be very similar. Then Canada also will lose people, even though Canada is actually quite protected, but you cannot escape a lot much, because you have to be like the ice bear, maybe, to be able to live there in the north. So there's also a food problem. So they lose nearly 10 million people. But most dramatic loss will be in the United States of America. And this is, I still cannot really imagine, this is the base of the dollar. But America is actually able to feed itself. That's why I'm really wondering about this amount. From 320 million people nowadays, officially, I'm sure there's more people there, it will drop down to now 54 million people. The first time I saw it, it was, I think, 64 or 69 million people. So even more dramatic. This is unbelievable. This is nearly 200 million people lost. And I don't think that they just move somewhere else. But we will see. This is something I cannot foresee. South Korea in the same position. 37 million people in the end, from 50 million. As you know, they are with this financial system. The Netherlands will just lose, I like to say 1 million people, but actually when you look at the numbers, it's just 200,000. So they seem to be quite protected, but Germany will also take, I think, the second most losses. And when you see the refugee issue, the fake refugee issue, you can imagine, and I'm sure many more people than what they show in statistics flock in. I even can imagine 10 million people per year. I will come to this later in another blog. But 80 million people they seem to have now. I'm sure it's more than 100 million people. Most of them are foreigners, but they dropped down to 31 million people. And my guess is actually that the German population, that means people who have ancestors from the old Reich or kingdom, they can trace back. These are maybe about 35 million people only from officially 80 million people. So 31 million is even less, and I'm sure they didn't just remove, all the foreigners for another kind of Holocaust. I think that the German population will be totally erased. That's what I guess will happen. And Iran, okay, Iran is also dropping down by nearly 3 million. So I know actually Iran is quite independent from this dollar system, but maybe they have other information about war. Turkey was before quite stable and in a better position, but also not dropping down. And remember, they changed the side. First, as a NATO state, NATO, and now siding with Russia temporarily at least. Now they are going to lose 7 million people. And now the question is the 80 million Turkish people, maybe they count also the Turkish people who are with the Turkish passport in other countries like in Germany. And then this will be the loss, maybe. I don't know. I cannot say for sure. Thailand will drop down as well by 3 million people. This is, I also don't understand why in a few years they would have 3 million people less. It's very hard to say. There one has to look at the report. Malaysia is increasing by 3 million people nearly. Do they go to Malaysia at that time? When you see the situation between Thailand and Malaysia, Malaysia is actually at the moment really the currency devaluating, and the currency ringgit is by the Malaysian National Bank, issued by the Malaysian National Bank. That means it's a private institution like the Fed. And the Thai currency, the Thai baht, is issued by the Thai government. It's written on the note by the Thai government, the way it should be actually. So I think that Thailand can react to a crash much more efficiently. The Thai government just makes it a local currency like the Laos keep before in the communist time of Laos, so that they will be stable on their own market. Yeah? If they didn't sell now everything to the banksters. But Malaysia is fully under control of the banksters. Pakistan will move up also, even though many million people go now to the west, they will have more people. Nigeria is dropping. Million people, nearly. That's quite a lot. I'm also surprised at this, but maybe Boko Haram issue. Colombia is going up. 2 million people. The Philippines, they have 11 million people more. Egypt will have more people. Argentina will also drop down by 3 million. Yeah, I can imagine, because Argentina has also a financial problem, and with their governments and so on. Saudi Arabia even will drop 3 million people. What could be, I don't know, conflict, war with Iran maybe, that they go against each other for war. Taiwan will lose 5 million people, because Taiwan is also in this system. Chile, stable. Vietnam will increase. Poland will lose 6 million people. Before it was more stable. So that means it doesn't look so good also. And Spain will lose, oh my god, more than the half of its population. So there are, of course, in other pages, other countries below the list, you find the explanation. You should read this. Besides, you have the GDP, and this is how they get also the decisions by the GDP. So China will have a great GDP from 11 whatever billion. I can't say what amount this is, but I think 11 billion to 15. No, not billion, trillion. I have to say American way. Uh, 11 trillion to 15 trillion. India from 2 to 4 trillion. But Russia from 1 to 3. But Japan down from 4 to 3. Brazil will move up 1 to 3. Indonesia will have more than 1 trillion. Italy will lose. France as well, 1 trillion loss. But the United States from 18 trillion not still at the moment, which China will not reach at that time yet, will be down to 921 billion only, yeah, with 54 million population. So that's quite unbelievable, because there the economy will really collapse, because at the moment South Korea has 3 million people and they have 1.4 trillion dollar economy, and this is to compare. And Germany also, Germany from 3.4 trillion down to 709. So this Germany will be, if this is true, yeah, or if this will come true, then Germany, yeah, will be down to 799 billion only. Imagine for refugees, for 1 million refugees, they have to spend 20 billion per year, and in 2024 they will have only 799 800 billion. You have to imagine this, what it means, yeah. But this all, if this will happen, this all happen, because otherwise all these idiots living there will not wake up. That's what I said already in the years ago, and it is really disgusting to see all these sleeping stupid sheeples still going on, not caring about anything. And if this happens, okay, then let it happen. No need to care about it much. So this is the list. You have also the military expenditure. So China will have 269 billion, the biggest military comparing to the US. They will have only 8 billion. 8 billion is nothing. Before now they seem to have 612 billion. So China will have only the half of America nowadays, but they will rule, not really rule the world, but with the Chinese military, the world, maybe, I guess the new world order will be ruled. And you see, communist China, India, whatever this is, system, but Russia, communist, for those who don't know, that it is still communism, still the Soviet ruling, and Putin is a communist and a Freemason, whatever. You can research it yourself. Brazil, we're not communist, but very similar. South Africa as well, and all controlled by the Vatican. So this will be the new military power, and other countries cannot do anything, like Japan, only 16 billion. They have to be under the Chinese for sure, like everyone else. The Chinese will control. But also interesting, the last point is the per head, the GDP per head, and this is $16,000. $16,000 in China, $16,000 per year. For me, it would be very well enough. But comparing to the US, they have in average $57,000. So this is how it will drop. So 16,000 is not the highest standard. There is Russia with 39,000. So Russia will be the most in only 7 years. It will be the most how to say. The people will have the most out of it. 39,000. It's about, let's say, $4,000 a month in average. So this will be quite a rich country. When Putin is still in power, it might be possible that he's serving the national interest for a time, at least, or at least as long as Putin is in power. So this sounds good for the Russians. Japan still 21,000, dropping down from 38. It's not so big loss, but for those who are affected, this is of course not so good. And even Indonesia is dropping down. The Indonesian people are just squeezed by the system or by their corrupt government. So through this corruption system, you have to give money that something is working. But the US $11,000. Indonesia has $8,000, and these people are already less than $1,000 for a month. You can imagine. The Netherlands will be still good with 43,000. The Netherlands seem to make something which makes them like an island where they are quite well. So they seem to do the right politics there. But Germany from $48,000 down to 17,000. So they just have more than $1,000 a month, and that's actually in average. And this is actually, for the people who live on social welfare, but on average, and that means the people who live on the land of Germany. I guess that these will be mostly foreigners. Maybe no more real German there. They have to live like this, and so they will be enslaved because Germany is still occupied and will continue to be occupied because its population missed the chance to liberate itself by waking up. So anyway, this is deagle.com, list of countries forecast 2025, and I will close this website and will open it in the software again to make it also visible in case of it didn't work. So I will try to make it here. You can see it here again, web page. And then I will have to go back to the website because there's still one more sentence. Tomorrow we will have a bigger blog for sure. So here's the URL. Yes, the URL is copied and now pasted. So it will pop up, and then I will, as soon as it appears, I will make it bigger. So step by step. Okay, maybe you still know this song. I don't know, Backstreet Boys. Anyway, so this is deagle.com, and there you have to look up in case of you never saw it until today. It's, I think, quite well known in the scene already. And yeah, the last time I checked it, when you only look at article.com and then go from home down below on the list of countries, maybe I will do it for you, then you will see. But anyway, I want to show you the list first, that it is fully visible to you. See notes below. What is this now? See, I see the flat picture behind. Why is this? But anyway, you can somehow see the country flags and China, India, Russia, Japan and Brazil, the first 5 countries. And then I have to scroll here. And then you can go to the side, population, GDP, military expenditure and PPP. This is whatever this PPP per head. It is per whatever, per single person. So well I remember. So and then we will go down the list. You can see the US and in 11th position. And of course one could say, they just do this, everyone can create like this. First of all, it's a very good creation, but of course it's possible to create things like this. Here you see the explanation, but you have to open the website yourself to read yourself. That's better. Yeah. But the flat earth is not on the, this is just, now I know I have to remove this. Then it will be better. Okay, like this. You have the list. And not to forget, you can click on each country and you will see all information about the country, also especially about the military expenditure. All the material that they have is all listed. Click on each country and then you will see more detailed information. But this website is not just a fake, that's for sure. If I click on home, it will open. Maybe, yeah, I can show you. This is the website Guide to Military Equipment and Civil Aviation. So you can get more on this website. This is an official website. Official doesn't mean always government. It means also private institutions, because everything is privatized anyway. I think it was a German tank now, and I think this one also American equipment, Air Tahiti, Nui. So this is the aviation. Here you see the pictures. Quite interesting for people who are interested in this. Rocketry, the Russians. Is it the Russians with the red star, or maybe Chinese? But Russian technology and the ships. Here another rocket in the test, and here on the ship also. Experts know better what it is. And here you see the stealth bomber, another fighter jet, and another airplane. This looks also like Russian. So there are the tanks. Russian tank, I think, also. But anyway, this is the British tank. It's in use of the British. So I have to go this way. Wrong again. Wrong function. I have to go to the side. Cannons and gear. You see the rest probably of the Russians. Offensive weapons. They show even new pictures. You have to look yourself. There are many more pictures to see. So it's not only one slide. This is Indian, whatever, bombs, rockets, ballistic missiles. Anyway, you see here the red star, and that shows everything. That the Soviet Union is still in power. And Soviet Union means the Soviet is in power. So just look at the website yourself. It doesn't show so well here. It's kind of strange with the red color. So I just scroll down, and here in the list you find this information about the population. Countries list. This is the last one. So this one has to go to the right side, and then countries. You have to click on countries. You will come to the list. So this is only other info. Info. You have also a photo gallery. So this website is quite interesting. And then you have this list of countries from 209 countries, where the US is still, China second, Japan third, GP, Germany fourth, Great Britain, France, India already coming up, Italy, Brazil coming up already, Canada number 10. South Africa, Russia is 12 only at the moment. And then you see all these other countries. Switzerland will drop down, Belgium also, and Norway will also drop down probably. Somehow even Norway, the Scandinavian countries, are affected. So this is current state. Then you will see year 2025. But last time I saw that it is 24 even. So they reduced by 1 year. It will come earlier. So you have to expect in the time of 5 to 7 years that this will happen, because the last election in France, where Macron won against National Front, Marine Le Pen, that means the crash will not come now, and this government will be at least for 5 years. If there will be not something, that they have to step down and make a new election, like in England, like in Great Britain. Yeah. So at the moment, I think the crash will not come before 5 years. So in 5 to 7 years, I think it will be the time. For now, I can say like this. This is because of the outcome of the French election, and I am sure now that also in Germany, the leftist communist leaders, uh, Germany under the Jew Angela Merkel, will also continue to rule, or if she doesn't win the election, then this Martin Schulz from the European Parliament. I don't want to say more about this guy. You can research yourself, find out yourself. Um, this will be leftist, and the thing is, the crash will not happen when there will be a leftist government. I don't think so. Because then one can say, look at this bad leftist governments. They have done the crash. So I know since Donald Trump came to power in the US, which is seen as the right wing, not the far right, but the right wing, a totally different position like the leftist Obama administration. So the US is already ready for this. And I actually thought that in France and in Germany would be a change as well, that France is already powerful, the national movement, but in Germany maybe there will be a boost because of the let's say the fake terrorist attacks, so that the alternative for Germany would come to power like Hitler before, even though they are not comparable with Hitler. But I don't really see this coming. I don't really see this coming. I don't think you can change the German population so fast within a few months. It's only now, I think, 3 months, July, August, less than 3 months already. So I don't think that in summertime will happen much. There will happen something, but you see the terrorist attacks, nobody really pays attention anymore. It's really worn out. I don't know, they have to come up with something else. And this shall not happen this time. So there shall be political change first, right-wing governments, National Front, Front National, will take over in France in 5 years, latest in 5 years, and then also in Germany in another 4 years time. So Germany will make the change first. If this happens, then they're ready for the crash, because then these governments will do for their people, for their voters, will do the change like Donald Trump is doing, going totally opposite direction, and then then I can close this here. Wait. Move. Then they are ready for the crash, for sure. Yeah. Because it's always against the righteous way, always against the right way. And so it's like in a theater, they bring up their own people, Donald Trump or Marine Le Pen or someone of the alternative for Germany in the affected countries, the countries that have to be strangled. So one last movement, but this will be artificial. will be not real. It will be from the system, and then the people will follow, and they will make the changes, and in that time they will make the crash. And in all the changes you can see now with Donald Trump, and I think even if he wanted to, he would not be able to do this. Otherwise, he would have the same fate as John F. Kennedy. They never changed the financial system. If they would do this, if they would change the financial system, then it would not affect them. Crash. If you remove this, but if you don't remove the central banks, like Russia did now, then you will be affected by this. And these fake right-wing parties will not remove the financial system, and I think they are also not able to do this. Whoever tries to touch this will be dead in a second. So you can imagine. That's what I see, and now I think in about 5 years, when in Germany, especially in France, will be right-wing governments, will be a great change, and the people will think, wow, like in the past with the National Socialist movement, but they had a little bit more time. They had 6 years to come up. I don't think that now there's the time. I give only 1 or 2 years of change, like you can see now in the US, and then they will make the crash. But the crash shall happen, as you can see in the list, not only to North America, but also to Western Europe and Japan, as the UNO has Germany and Japan, and the population, the Western population, on their agenda. So I will go back to the blog. The blog will open because I see myself in the black. That's strange. So the blog will open now, and because there's one more sentence to this, but this sentence has nothing to do with the topic, so it's just finishing sentence. So this is some kind of forecast, but don't take it too serious. It is information, because you never know. I never check quite carefully who is behind this, and is this maybe just a fake CIA and World Bank report, internal report that they got, or they just manufactured themselves, but it will be for so long on, except it's a system aside from the system. I'm sure that it is, and they can spread some information, make people scared. But I see things like this coming, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. It could be also another way, and especially when people up themselves, then all these things don't need to happen, because waking up means you become grown up, you become adult, and not a dull. So grow up from the childish use of this artificial world. Don't listen to these fucking governments, no matter what government it is. Government means mind control. The two words together, govern plus ment, is mind control. And this says everything. But if you don't understand the meaning of the words, or you don't care about, then you need to have this experience. And for those who are waking up already, be prepared, prepare yourself, but stay calm. In this situation. Let the others deal with this. The others who are in the wrong direction, they will go into the mess themselves. you have to get a good position to get a grid somewhere to hold yourself. That's what you have. This is now the time to prepare yourself. And all the others that you know that they're all crazy leftist people, let them go down. It doesn't matter, because stupid idiots we don't need in the future. Yeah, they have to be removed. They can go with Satan. So there's another word in German language. They use different certain words, and this word you can find it here. It's called user, and we have this word also in English language. We are the user of the internet. We are using things, using and misusing, and so then they give information about the user consumption, uh, user consumption statistics, and so on. And the user needs so much, yeah, and we need to reduce. And this is all what the government has to do. They eat too much. They have too much living space. In Germany, the constitutional court, or the federal court, decided that for German people it's enough to have a space of 12 square meters, yeah, a room for yourself. Yeah, for me it would be enough. I live like this, but I think most of the German people would not like this, but they will probably have to accept, to make space for hundreds of millions of refugees who want to take over their space. And this is what I will talk about tomorrow, furthermore. But these users use too much. And this is the meaning actually that you can read out of the word user. You are using you are using something of our equipment, says the leadership. So you are only a user. And the user is of course also the loser. So anyway, I'm going to close this now. This tomorrow we have in the next video we talk about the refugees again, and the refugee lie, the lie about the term, using the term refugee. There's a nice interesting video I would like to introduce where they show the path of the refugees in 2015. Very interesting to see. So fake, 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 everything is fake, guys. You see, even I'm fake. I'm looking like a ghost here. Ghostbusters. So this is our, let's talk about the blog issue number 4, and the earth is flat.